versus the Jacksonville Jaguars certainly wasn't a pretty win by any stretch of the imagination. It was one of the ugliest games I've seen in quite some time, but a win is a win, and we are in the win column now, 1-2 for the season. I'll talk about, just kind of briefly, about the positives and negatives from the game, observations, so to speak. Okay, Cam Newton didn't have his statistically best day, wasn't as good as the last 2 weeks statistically, but he was clutch down the stretch in the fourth quarter. He was, I think on that last drive when we scored a touchdown, he was perfect 4-4 and had the game-winning touchdown drive pass to Greg Olsen, along with another pass to Olsen for a 2-point conversion. So although Cam was throwing balls high, just sailing them really high most of the day, he kind of came through in the clutch and won the game. So you got to give him credit for that. You know, he's a rookie; he's going to make rookie mistakes, but still, he never turned over the ball today. I mean, it seemed like he was off for the most part, but no turnovers. So got to give credit where it's due. So aside from him, like I said, Olsen had the touchdown grab. Decent game by him. Also saw Shockey had quite a few catches himself. And, you know, the run game got going a little bit today. It wasn't, you know, run game of 2008 or anything, or 2009, but, you know, it was still decent. Jonathan Stewart had a decent game. He ran the ball pretty well today. I will say that one 60-yard run that was called back was the biggest crap call I've ever seen. There's no way they could have even saw anything on that video saying his elbow was down. I don't know where they saw that, but I think that was just crap. He got robbed on that one. And really, if you look back on it, if that didn't get called back, we're at the 5-yard line going in, we'd probably score at least 3 on that. And then, you know, from there, the Jacksonville Jaguars don't get a chance to drive down and score like they did before the half. So that would have really probably blew the game open right there had that play been called correctly. And just kind of while I'm on the subject, the refs were just horrible today. They had some missed calls going both ways that were just, it wasn't the standards. And I know the weather was bad, horrible conditions, but they just act like they were blind out there today. Missed quite a few calls, and that's got to improve. And that's just, it was crap. So, a couple of the calls that went against us, just kind of, the one, I think, pass interference call that was called against, I believe it might have been Munnerlyn, if I'm not mistaken, but that, I mean, that's all I want to talk about the refs, though. I mean, I just want to mention it and then move on, because you can't dwell on something like that. There's still players have to step up and, you know, win the game, which we did, but this refs were crap today. It was horrible. But defensively, had probably our best game defensively the whole season, I thought. And that's saying something, missing all 3 of our defensive captains. You know, Thomas Davis and John Beeson out for the season, and Charles Godfrey out for this week with concussion. Missing all those captains, but still managed to have a great performance. I mean, Maurice Jones-Drew got his yards, which kind of expected that. We're very young in the middle of our defensive line, and yeah, I thought he would probably have a decent game, but they came out and put a ton of pressure on Blaine Gabbert. Got some great pressure from the front 4, and ended up having a good game. We kept them down, really didn't let them score the whole second half, and like I mentioned a minute ago, if it hadn't been for that fluke call on Jonathan Stewart in the second quarter, they would have never had a chance to score before halftime. So we're probably looking at just a 3-point game by them. But that one series that they did score on with that touchdown before halftime, I don't know how he let that happen. I mean, the Maurice Jones-Drew run that set it up was big, but beyond that, I don't see how they let him get into the end zone, Mike Thomas, for the Jaguars, wide open, just to catch it and run it in like that. I don't know where the defense was. It seemed like a huge lapse. I don't see how you let that happen. But we ended up fighting through and winning the game, so we just have to leave it at that. But that rain, my goodness, I think that's the most rain that I've ever seen in Charlotte or North Carolina. It's probably the worst rain for the longest extended period of time that I've ever seen it. It was just pretty amazing that it was falling that hard. It made hard to watch the game for a while. The lenses were so covered in rain. You could see the water just rushing out like a waterfall from all the gates in the upper level and in the lower level. Man, Mother Nature really took a crap on Charlotte today. It was just that bad. But, we were able to fight through and didn't turn the ball over, not one time for the whole team. That was impressive. With all the fumbles that Jacksonville had, 3 fumbled snaps and then had a couple other fumbled plays that wasn't on Garrett. But, to not come up with any of those was kind of just mind-boggling, that all those loose balls we couldn't get one. But they were out there trying to make plays. So you got to give the defense credit. Did a good job today. So just a brief look to next week. We go to play the Chicago Bears. Not sure how this is going to pan out. They have a strong defense, weak offense. Let's see if we can move the ball on them. I think if we move the ball on them, we'll have a chance. But that's something for later this week. I'll get into a preview on probably Thursday, like usual, for the Bears game. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that for tonight. It's kind of late here right now. I just kind of waited to make the video till later today. Part laziness, part just hanging out, relaxing. So, but sloppy performance. But we have a win, Panther fans. So that's good. Let's try to keep it up next week, and I'll be here on Thursday to give you a preview. So we'll talk to you soon. If you have any thoughts on the game, be sure to post in the comment section below. I was close to my prediction. I said 20-10 Panthers, and it ended up being 16-10. So I've been pretty close a couple times this season. So let's hope to keep that up. We'll talk to you soon, and go Panthers.